This is Darren with Leaders in Business podcast, where CEOs and executives in the digital marketing and social media space share their best advice. It is 6 questions in 9 minutes because leaders know what they are talking about. So let's get to it. In a few sentences, go ahead and tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Raquel Borras, and I am the CEO, Chief Excitement Officer for True to You Branding. So I do consulting for personal branding.
Awesome. So what's the best thing about leading your business?
Well, in my case, it's just me for now. So I'm just leading myself. So I'm just trying to be a leader essentially in my industry and other industries just by leading by example. And what I mean by that is just, sharing a lot about myself and being transparent and vulnerable.
Beautiful. And I hear from other business leaders that it can be challenging to grow your business in today's environment, with COVID and all this. What are the biggest challenges you see leaders facing today?
Well, I see a lot has to do with kind of not selling your business, but more selling who you are as a person so that people can know, like, and trust you. And I feel like that has been kind of difficult in this environment, just being that social media has gotten a little saturated. So you do need to stand out and differentiate yourself. And as a leader, that can be difficult because leaders think that they need to be in a particular box, but leaders are evolving. So I think that's where it can be difficult.
Yeah, let's follow that train of thought and let's break out of the box, So
Okay.
what is the best advice you can give to other business leaders about creating a successful business?
I mean, for myself, just being that I am newer as a business owner, I have to say that I have just been very honest and just kind of transparent about the process and about how difficult it can be. And I think because I am very forthcoming with how being a business owner is difficult, you have your highs and lows. And so I've just made it a point to not just show the success of it all or, the ups. It's really important to show that life is difficult and owning your own business is difficult as well. And so I try not to put on a facade, if you will. I try to be, who I am. So behind the scenes, I'm who I am in front of the scenes as well. And so for me, that's really important. And I think more and more leaders need to start doing that to show people that it's not as perfect as it might seem. And I think with COVID and with the pandemic, more and more people are having to strip those layers and show behind the curtain, if you will. I like to equate it to like the Oz, where we were starting to discover who the wizard is, behind the curtain. And once you open that curtain, it's like, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are a couple of maybe golden nuggets that you could share with other business leaders that you found for yourself to kind of enter that vulnerable and transparent space? It can be difficult to kind of put your shield down. And have you found some methods or techniques that would be helpful?
In my case, I just share stories and experiences because I think through storytelling, it's the best way to do it. And you really do need to connect with the people on the other side of the computer or the phone emotionally. So you really have to show that you are human. And by doing that, you do have to show somewhat emotions in the process. And I know, once again, it can be very difficult, but I think if you just share your experiences and share your stories, I think naturally that'll lend to opening up more. And you'll find that people will actually resonate and connect with what you have to say. And when they realize they're not the only one, that's where I think the magic happens.
Exactly. So can you walk us through like an example of maybe a post, like what type of content? Was it a photo? Was it a video? Like kind of what did you say?
So in my case, I am actually very open about mental health awareness. And I myself had suffered from depression, had attempted to take my life back in college. And about a year ago, I was very open about it on LinkedIn. And that actually changed my journey a little bit because I realized how many people responded to me in such a positive way, in a way where they said, we need more leaders, if you will, that are opening up and sharing their experiences. And so if anything, it just showed me how important it is to be vulnerable. And so that in itself has led me down a path where I'm helping other people in that kind of mental health space, if you will. I just did a video for a school out in Texas for a bunch of teenagers to talk about my experience and to help them. And so it's something that I thought it was kind of it was a huge struggle, but now I've turned it into an amazing strength. And I think that's what we have to be focusing on too, that we all struggle, but if we can turn them into strengths, I think we'd be so much more, successful, if you will. Because I don't define success by money and if your business is doing well. To me, I define it completely differently.
Absolutely. I love that, turning your weaknesses into your strengths. And so one thing I'm hearing is where maybe there was like some insecurity of like revealing this to people and things like that. And like they're keeping it in the closet. It's like, it's my own personal journey. I'm not going to put it out there. And then as soon as you put it out there, what I'm hearing is you received a lot of support. It opened up these other opportunities and doors to work with these team programs and things of that nature. Can you expand a little bit on that?
Well, that's the thing, is there's so many people out there that, are on this journey, and the end game and the end goal might not necessarily be where they're at right now. So I always tell people, you need to let people know what your passions are, what your loves are, because there might be someone out there that's listening and might help you along that particular path. And I think that's the thing, is so many people are scared to share who they are, but it's by sharing who you are that's going to help you become more successful in your business or in your personal life as well, because you're going to reach people that might have not known who you were unless you actually put yourself out there. I think people forget that this is visibility by, with social media. It's not necessarily, the ego just wanting to show off. There are plenty of people that are putting themselves out there just saying, well, I need to let people know who I am.
Yes, powerful message. So what other successful business leaders like yourself would you like to acknowledge and should be on our podcast?
So lately, my friend Zeb Wexler, who has a marketing consulting firm, he's been doing some great stuff on LinkedIn. He's putting out content pretty much every week, sometimes twice a week, and he's breaking down marketing and branding in such a simple way that he really is adding so much value to his audience, and I love it. And I think people would really benefit by following him because he has some great tips.
Cool. I'll definitely follow up with him. Now,
Yeah.
for the final fun question, who is the most interesting person to follow on social media and why?
For me personally, I love following someone like Jennifer Garner, the celebrity. And the reason why is because she is so genuine. She is her goofy self. And she's also at the same time, has her own business. She's trying to promote it, but she does it in such a fun way where when you see her, she just exudes joy and positivity. And that's essentially what I try to do is, even though I talk about mental health awareness, I still try to do it in a way where I'm giving people hope and inspiration, and it's not all doom gloom. So there's a way to be, serious and be truthful, but do it in a way that it's still inspiring and encouraging others to be the best and to be true to who they are.
Oh, beautiful work. Well, it was a pleasure having you on. How can people find you?
They can find me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Those are the 3 main platforms that I'm on.
Perfect. Well, that's a wrap. This is Darren with the Leaders in Business Podcast. For more insights and ideas, go to our website, leadersinbusinesspodcast.com. Thank you.